On this day of giving, we know the work that Rotary does is possible because of you. And when you support our foundation, every gift, large or small, helps to fund projects that create meaningful, lasting change. Together, we keep doing good work in the world, and that good we do starts with you. On this day,
and welcome to the San Dimas Rotary Club meeting for December 3rd, 2025. I am not your president. I am the Zoom master. I do have the immediate past president in the room who will help me as I stumble through this. But and the president requested a Rotary Minute, everyone, and now Rotary on YouTube has taken those beautiful videos, and they're all shorts, so they're in that 9:16 size. So until I work it out, that's what we're going to have. So let's go around the room and introduce ourselves. Again, I'm Raymond Foster, and we have with us, I'll take Steve Scott to block.
Raymond, hi everybody. My name is Steve Scott, the current secretary of the club, immediate past president. I have been a Rotarian for about 15 years now, and I am a State Farm agent in San Dimas.
Now, every time Mary Ann says how long she was a Rotarian, Steve, you look it up on DACDB. I guess that we're going to have to do that for you also.
I confirm Mary Ann's at 31 years now. I can definitely do mine.
All right. Else we have with us Doran. Doran, how are you this afternoon?
Doing well. I'm a relatively new member of this club, but longtime Rotarian. So I'm gonna have to look that up too, because I'm probably pushing on 30 years myself. Longtime member of the West Covina Club before joining the Great San Dimas Club. Very involved in the city, and probably spend most of my time as Chief Executive Officer at Foothill Transit, which is the regional transit operator for this part of LA County.
Excellent. Hey, we're so happy to have you here today, Doran. And with us also from Making Spirits Bright, you're not our newest Rotarian any longer, Sonia. You actually have seniority over one person.
Oh, really?
So introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Sonia Reed. I'm the chair of a program, Making Spirits Bright, supporting our low-ranking military families in Southern California. This year, our focus is Fort Irving Army Branch on base by Barstow.
Excellent. And you guys are doing great work. At our December 10th meeting, they're going to display their budget to us. It's a fabulous budget this year. They're going to put more than $10,000 into the hands of local military families. And so I'm very excited about your budget.
Thank you. Thank you. We are too. We need diapers.
Yes, a lot of diapers is going to go out with that money. So let's go down to Sylvia. Sylvia.
Hi, good morning or good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sylvia Melendez. I'm the CEO here at the San Dimas Chamber of Commerce.
And Isabella, can you join us also, or are you playing wolfball?
I'm doing both. Isabella Foster, fourth year Rotarian, second generation satellite Rotary Club military family sport.
Awesome. And Elizabeth, welcome. If you unmute yourself, you can introduce yourself. There you go.
Hi there. Sorry, I was on the road. I'm Elizabeth, retired LASO, and fairly new Rotarian.
Excellent. Now, you also have seniority now. You have seniority over Sonia and also over our newest Rotarian. Hey, Nick, introduce yourself.
Hey, everyone. My name's Nick McGee. As mentioned, I am the newly anointed Rotarian. I'm happy to be here. In my spare time, I manage human resources and accounting for a custom lighting manufacturer. But other than that, just enjoy being of service to the community.
Awesome. And we're very pleased to have you, Nick. We're very just pleased to have new Rotarian. That brings us up to 29 active club members. And that's excellent. And wow. Hey, Mike, so we've already started. We're recording. We've had Facebook Live. We've had a Rotary Minute. And we were about to introduce the speaker. So if I'll just turn it over to you, how's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds great. Thanks, Raymond. Sorry, everybody. I was on a call that ran a little long. But I'm happy to be here and excited to see all of you and to welcome our guest. Okay. All right. Well, without further ado, Karen, thank you so much for joining us today. And I will go ahead and turn it over to our guest speaker. Is it Karen Koepp?
Yeah,
Okay, excellent. All right, welcome. Take it away.
wonderful. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks so much for having me today. My name is Dr. Karen Koepp, and I'm here to talk about inclusive innovation, especially in this AI era when everyone is wondering how things are going to change and never be the same again. So, thinking about that kind of the changes that we're all facing with this reminds me of an afternoon several years ago. I was in the best shape of my life, and every afternoon I would hop on my bike and do some sprints around the neighborhood. And this one particular afternoon was like any other. I hit my stride early, I was going strong, and I was reaching down to shift gears. And at that moment, I hit something. And to this day, I don't even know what it was. It was maybe a pebble, maybe who knows what, but it was enough to throw me off balance. And I weaved to the right, I weaved to the left in bigger and bigger arcs until there was no way to regain balance. And bam, I hit the pavement, dislocated my shoulder, shredded my arms. My bike was bent beyond repair. And that's what disruption, industry disruption, AI disruption feels like a lot of times. One moment we're at the top of our game, and the next moment we're on the ground wondering what just happened. And at that time, real leadership doesn't ask, how do we get back to where we were? Real leadership asks, how do we emerge from this stronger, better, and providing even more value? What we're talking about today with innovation. And inclusive innovation, the focus of this talk, is about not just about access or diversity, but it's about expanding the definition of who gets to innovate. Now, the old way is that innovation was done by a select few, the executives, the people in R&D, or people with innovation in their job titles. But that doesn't work anymore, because the ones who are best positioned in your organization to innovate are those closest to the problems. And those people are in every role at every level of the organization across all departments. So inclusive innovation processes are about equipping everyone with the ability to spot, shape, and test new ideas. And then when we introduce the possibilities of AI, it's not about replacing people, but it's about making what we do faster, smarter, and more accessible. So today, I'm going to show you how to use AI to free up your capacity and talent, accelerate good ideas, and finally make innovation everyone's job. And that is how we come back stronger through disruption. So the most innovation, future-ready organizations that I work with know that innovation isn't a product, it's not a project, it's not a department, it's not even a role. It's a systemic capacity. And that innovative capacity rests on three critical elements. The first one is knowing what you as an organization do better than anyone else. That's your distinctive competence, your strategic edge. And that's not just branding fluff, that's strategic gold. And when you can name, protect, and amplify that edge, you stop competing and you start leading. So I always think of Apple with the way that they beautifully blend design with technology, or Netflix. It's not just about a streaming service, it's about predicting better than I can what I want to watch next. Or Patagonia and how they've built their environmental mission right into their business model. And for you and your organizations, there's a classic strategy model called BRIO that helps you identify what that distinctive competence is that you need to build on and amplify. So that's an acronym for V is value. So what do you do that solves a real problem or creates a real opportunity? And then of those competencies and capabilities and resources you have, which are rare? So separating the things that everyone, all of your competitors have from what you uniquely have. And then of those that are valuable and rare, what are difficult for your competitors to imitate and have tomorrow? And then finally, which of those things are you organized to leverage on an ongoing basis? So when you know what capabilities of yours are valuable, rare, inimitable, and leveraged, that's how you can organize to win. That's what I call your innovation fingerprint. Now, speaking of distinctive competencies and innovation fingerprint, the most distinctive part of your organization is your people. So that's your leaders, your employees, your culture, the way that you do what you do. And the curiosity and the judgment and the creativity that you bring to the work. That's the part that's irreplaceable even by AI. And that reminds me of a story from my own work. So one of my clients came to me with her book manuscript. She had written it, and she had a really powerful mission to regenerate the planet by changing how we approach our work, our lives. It's a really powerful mission. But the writing was dry. It was all theories and frameworks, no stories, no soul. And I knew that instead of sparking a movement like she hoped, it would collect dust. So I used AI to analyze and take in her workshop footage, her manuscript, her writing, her talks, other things that she had produced, and produce some other options that were rewritten in a more engaging voice, but still with her style, with her ethos. And using the AI model, I also was able to connect her work with real life stories to bring to life these concepts that she was trying to write about and that she wanted to take fire. So AI produced these models with these options. I selected with my judgment and creativity, I selected which options to use. And the best part is that we were able to rewrite her whole manuscript in 20% of the time it would have taken to do everything over from scratch by hand, like we would have done years ago. And the result, she loved it, her publisher loved it, and the book is coming out next year. So AI accelerated the process, but human judgment is what made it truthful, relatable, and real. And that's why the best organizations use AI to amplify their people rather than just replace them. Now, the third element of innovative capacity is AI enablement. And, what does that even mean? Well, I think of it as smarter tools that produce cleaner data, faster insight, and better results in a fraction of the time it would have taken otherwise. And that reminds me of another story of a client who came to me with her dissertation, and it was 400 pages. And she hadn't inserted her references properly throughout these 400 pages, and her program had a very specific style that needed to be used and 3 footnotes per page. And instead, she had writing for 10 to 30 pages and then a block of references, no citations in between. And that went on for 400 pages. And she came to me for help to fix it and get it into shape. And I showed it to my junior staffer, who's usually up for anything. And even he took one look at this project and he was like, you could not pay me enough to fix this. So I got my tech team to create a team of AI agents that could work directly in the Word document of the dissertation and figure out which references attach to which statements and insert the perfectly formatted footnotes, 3 per page. And creating that team of agents took a couple of hours, but that group of agents completed the whole job in 10 minutes. And this is a job that would have taken more than 80 hours had I had to do it by hand. So AI saved a lot of lives that day, needless to say. Now, again, AI didn't write the dissertation, but it freed us to focus on the work that mattered, which was scholarship, originality, judgment, integration. And the good news is this isn't just for books and dissertations. AI is changing the game across industries and across all kinds of jobs. And the bottom line is that if you're not using AI to clean, synthesize, and amplify what you already have, you're not just behind. It's like one of those grocery store runs where you plan to get just one thing, and then just a few minutes later, you're juggling 15 products and dropping fruit, and all the while the cart is sitting out at the front, and it could have done what you're trying to do effortlessly. And that's how I think of AI these days, is let it do what it does best so you can do what only you can do. So we've covered the 3 forces shaping innovation right now, and that's your edge, your people, and technology. So now let's look at what that really means in practice. So there are 3 AI enablements that, regardless of company size, even if you're one person or you are one person managing a 1,000-person company, these work regardless what size you are. And it's not about overhauling your operations. It's simply about using AI to unlock clarity, elevate experience, and activate your people. So the first one I want to talk to you about is using your data to enhance your decision clarity. Now, most people they have data. You most likely have data that you're not using to full advantage. And I even had that situation. So in my prospecting, I used to say yes to whatever, almost any client who came through the door. They would share their vision. I would get excited about it. And for some of them, somewhere along the way, I started to be the one pulling them across the finish line and getting the work done that they weren't able to. And at some point, I would realize I'm more committed to their success than they are. So what I did is I created, to better decide and discern between clients who are really committed and ready to do the work and commit to their own success versus the ones who were only half-heartedly into it. I created a client rubric rating scale. And I was scoring things like clarity, coachability, red flags. And having that scale helped, but it still took time. It still took bandwidth, took my analysis after already having done the intake call and things like that. So what I did is I automated that process. And now I have a system that analyzes my discovery calls for tone, pace, language patterns. It sees patterns that I may have glossed over because I like them so much, but the system notices these patterns that I may have ignored. And it instantly rates each prospect across 7 key dimensions: follow through, ownership, things like that. And what's happened is that I don't end up in the weeds anymore, and I don't have these poor fit clients that I end up dragging them across the finish line. And that's the power of AI-enabled clarity. So you don't need more data, you just need more visibility of the data you have. So the insights are there, and with the right systems, you can see those patterns and then act on them quickly. Okay, the second one I want to talk to you about is creating a 24/7 predictive customer experience. So now imagine this, it's 4:03 p.m. on a Friday. You have a dentist appointment at 10 a.m. But a work emergency just exploded, and now there's no way you can make that appointment on Monday. You immediately call the dentist only to find out that they closed at 4. And they have no system, no way of rescheduling you. They reopen at 8 a.m., only 2 hours before your appointment. You're going to get hit with that no-show fee. And they're going to have a space in their calendar. So it's lose-lose. But now, imagine a different scenario. All the same conditions. It's 4:03, you can't attend your appointment. But this time when you call, they have an automated system that confirms your identity, guides you through rescheduling your appointment, and also notifies someone on the waiting list so they can fill that spot all before the dentist even comes in on Monday. It's a win-win-win all the way around. That's AI-enabled customer experience. It's an always-on, real-time, low-friction service that feels personal, even when no one's online. And the great thing is that even if you're a small operations, there are so many apps and services these days, like ManyChat, Tidio, even custom GPTs, so that businesses of any size can compete in this way. So it's not just about more touch points, it's about creating the right touch points that are delivered exactly when they're needed. And that is what's possible now with always-on AI. Now, the third enablement I want to talk to you about is something that no one's really talking about. And that is that AI is not just making things faster and easier, it's freeing people up. It's freeing up our organizations to provide value that we couldn't because we didn't have the bandwidth before. So let me tell you a story about another client who's a home health nurse. And she would spend hours every day writing up the patient reports that were needed for compliance. And she would be doing this for big chunks of the day. She would be doing it big chunks of her time after work, often till midnight. We set her up with a system to produce those reports. And now they're done in minutes. They're accurate, they're compliant, And most importantly, they are done. And now that frees up her time to take patients to appointments, sit with their families, advocate with their providers, find resources that they need, and follow up. And that's the kind of care that you can't automate. And that's the hidden power of AI. It creates space for more human work if we choose to use it that way. So the question isn't who do we cut now that we have AI? It's what else could our people do if we cleared the clutter? So the thing I really want you to take away from this is that the smartest organizations don't just adopt AI, they redeploy the talent it liberates to create more value, more meaning, more impact. So let's talk about 3 things you can do right now to start AI enablement or to continue it if you've already begun. The first thing is to map your processes, because you don't want to automate chaos. So first you want to understand what you're doing and identify and distinguish the value-added steps from the non-value-added steps and the bottlenecks, and streamline those processes so that you are starting with a clean system. Once you do that, you can take a step back and identify what are the opportunities for automation, for agents, for other kinds of AI intervention. And when you are looking for those opportunities, you want to focus on repetitive, time-consuming, error-prone tasks, things that require deep pattern recognition. And then the things that require judgment or creativity, those are the things that you want to preserve for your people to do. And then finally, once you identify what your opportunities are, then choose one place to begin, and then automate it. Implement that agent, implement that AI intervention, define your success metrics, launch, measure, take it through to completion. And then once you reach success with one of those, then you can repeat the process with the next. And that's how incrementally you can make this sustainable innovation a reality in your organization. So overall, it's not about replacing people or outsourcing your brilliance. It's about building scaffolding around it so your ideas, your leadership, and your impact can scale without burning you out. Now, if you're ready to take a deeper look at what is possible with AI, I do have a free AI readiness snapshot that's available just by scanning the QR code. And it's a simple diagnostic to reveal what opportunities you may have in your organization. It'll give you a score. It'll give you some next steps that you can try. And you'll also have an opportunity project accelerator. So if you do have projects that you want to implement, we have ways to do that. We'd be happy to talk with you about that. And if you are at that stage where you are in disruption and wanting to understand how to liberate and activate that human competency, the distinctive things that make your organization what it is, we do have an approach for doing that as well, and making the most of the disruption so that you do emerge faster, stronger, better than before. So thank you so much for your attention. And I'd love to hear any questions you have.
Thank you very much for that presentation. We'll go ahead and open it up to questions. Change my view here. Raymond, I see a hand. Sorry, I had to expand the view. I had it on speaker.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I took Dr. Koepp, I took our club's threads where we've used for AI, and we've been very successful with it. And I just asked it to do your Vero analysis of who we are and what is our strategic edge. And I thought, wow, what a fascinating thing that it came up with. And it's only a sentence here, but San Dimas Rotary is the region's backbone for military family support, moving tens of tons of food, uniting civic and veterans groups, and delivering large-scale events with precision and heart. No other club has our network, credibility, or impact. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool.
That is
But
cool.
that's all of you guys. And I just thought, so this is a new thing I learned today that I really going to take a deep dive on how we've used the AI for our donor letters. We have a standard donor letter, and then we ask it to tailor the letter based on the website of the organization. And so that it extracts their language and rewrites the letter so that it's in language that they're familiar with, values and whatnot. And it's really pushed up our donor participation in our events. And so I agree with you, man. There's all kinds of cool stuff we could do with those. I don't want to, that's it. I want to share that.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear you're using it and seeing results.
Thank you, Raymond. Any other questions?
I have a comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I found this very interesting, and it's just a comment. I like what you said early on about, if I heard you right, the combination of the AI human connection, that it's not just all AI, that there's that human component in it. Because I think my biggest fear, as just an individual and a student and a new business person, is that if we all just go to AI, it will just have this stale kind of common thread through everything. And I think it's important, and I would appreciate your comments on this, to always have that human part in there, because that's what's going to set us apart. And I think as human beings, that's what's going to appeal to people on maybe a subconscious level, that realness. So I just wondered what you felt about that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The AI is about doing what it does best. So calculations, pattern recognition, things that require that precision and repetitiveness, so that we are freed up to do what only humans can do, which is connection, empathy, the complexity thinking. And that human element, our personalities, what makes us us, is what differentiates us as businesses and as communities, as nonprofit organizations. So I agree with you wholeheartedly that it's not about just getting rid of all the people. We need that marriage of, and that complementarity. And so I'm glad that you brought that up, and that you noticed that in this talk, because that is exactly my view, is figure out what AI does best so we can do what we do best.
And I think with AI right now, and I've integrated it in quite a bit of work, but I'll tell you what, it's like a new employee. You really got to supervise it, because it will make stuff up on you. It will
Oh my
go out.
goodness,
It will. Somebody said AI hallucinates, and I agree. It occasionally will. You have to supervise it very, very closely if you're using it for any kind of a task.
Absolutely. And there are a lot of metaphors for it. It's also like the C student. Like, it figures out the path of least resistance and like cuts as many corners as possible. So you definitely have to oversee. I agree.
Yeah, I really like the analogy of you know, trying to go through the grocery store without the cart. Because yeah, the more I learn about AI, and I'm just getting started using like ChatGPT and basic stuff like that. But it just seems like it's a very powerful tool, much like the shopping cart, where if you're trying to accomplish tasks without using it, you're just kind of being very inefficient.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think the shopping cart is a great analogy too, even going back to Elizabeth's point, is that the shopping cart it's way better at carrying the groceries than I am, but it's not going to be able to decide which groceries to get or know that my son likes the texture of this cracker and not that cracker or whatever, you know? So it's a great tool, but needs to be overseen and integrated properly.
Absolutely. Any other questions, comments? No? Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for that presentation. It's very informative. Feel free to stick around if you'd like to. We do have some business to get to. If you need to go, I understand you're very busy, but you're welcome to stay if you'd like to. All right. Fine Master, Rita, are you in the middle of eating? Can I call on you yet? Go ahead and take it away. You are muted.
I know. I'm pulling up my my notes. I am going to start off by finding myself though, and that's
For
because
not paying for not paying attention, I hope.
well, no, I made sure to let the booster meeting run like 30 minutes overtime today. So I do apologize. Not really though. I froze. Oh no, here we go. Okay. Fine master. So if you're in the mood to find yourself for the good, the bad, or the ugly, uh, please let us know. The good being if you're winning in life and just want to share extra funds. The bad is if, you need us to keep you humble. And the ugly because you made us sit through your uh, bad or ugly. And I'm gonna find myself for the ugly because I did keep Doran and I kept Mike today 30 minutes past our booster meeting ending time because I was asking for money.
It was your passion coming through.
Yeah. So I'm gonna find myself 20 bucks for the ugly.
I'll find myself $20 for being late to today's meeting. I apologize. Like I said, I had a call that went long, but yeah.
Hey, Mike, if you put that fine on auto pay, I'll put $10 in. I said that for Steve. Look at him.
I'm actually surprised that I didn't get a text while I was on the phone. I kept looking because it seems like 12:01 I get a text.
I usually wait till 12:04. Let's be fair.
All right.
We know you're the hub of everything good going on, so we were cutting you some slack and we just went ahead and started.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll find myself $16 because Raymond, I confirmed that my Rotary membership started January 9th of 2009, which means I've been around for 16, coming up on 17 years.
Wow. Very cool.
I'll find myself.
I see my husband is no longer muted. So what are you finding yourself for?
I'll find myself $5 for not having my wife put together the Christmas decorations around the house yet.
Very nice.
I've done half. I did get 2 trees donated to the sheriff's station this morning by Strawberry Farms. They're donating an 8 foot for their main lobby and a 6 foot for, I forgot where they wanted it in the back because, our booster board can't afford it. But that's because I'm angry.
Well, that's not cheap. I bought a 7 foot tree from
It's
Strawberry
not.
Farms, and it was not cheap.
Yeah,
but it's
they're
a wonderful
donating
tree.
both. Yeah.
Doran, you have a fine. I see your lips moving.
Yeah, can you hear me? So I'll find myself $10 because of all of the apparel choices that our president could have chosen, he chose the San Dimas 2026 committee, and that makes my heart happy. Appreciate the advertising.
Well, it's the second community event of the day that I have worn this sweatshirt.
You're flagging it well.
I didn't even notice this morning. I apologize.
Well,
You were on the other side.
That's right.
Oh, it's true.
All right. Any other fines?
I'll find myself $10 because I still have Halloween decorations on my porch. And I cannot believe it's December 3rd. And I am no longer the baby Rotarian. So I'm so happy to have seniority.
Well, last year at my house, we kept the skeleton out and just put a Santa hat on it.
That is one way to do it. Thank you. I'll consider that.
All right. Moving right along. Let's get into Action 360. Ryla. Steve, you wanna jump in there?
Yeah, it's been interesting as always. But we, as some of you know, we pay for 2 students to attend RILA. And for the last couple years, because other clubs have paid for students and then not been able to get students to attend, we've been able to send alternates. This year is no different. We are sending 3 alternates. So we have a total of 3 kids from SHAP going and 2 kids from San Dimas High going. We had to coordinate bus schedules because the Covina location's full. So the alternates unfortunately have to go to Arcadia, but they have that all dialed in. I've been communicating with Anthony, with Sean Casey. Everybody has their paperwork. And I'll confirm just later today that we're all good, but everything looks fine right now.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Steve. And yeah, I know half jokingly, Raymond, Steve, and I were on a group text, and I said, I really enjoy this whole spending other clubs' money thing. I could get used to this. This is great. But I know in the past we have forfeited a couple spots as well, so it's coming back to us now, and I think that's just a testament to having the right people in place and making sure that we're prepared at by the time the deadline comes around. So thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
Teacher mini grants. I guess we'll stick with Steve.
Okay.
So I know applications went out. Sounds like for the first time ever, we got we got the earliest applications that we've ever had.
Yeah, no question. I think I haven't counted this week, but I think we're in the 12 to 14 range with a little over with 2.5 weeks to go before the deadline. So without question, the best turnout this early. I would expect to get 4, 5, or 6 more. Just we tend to get that many in the last week. So yeah, things are great. Once we get to the deadline, I'll send out all the applications to the committee, and then we'll make our decisions, and I'll notify the teachers when they get back from break.
Excellent. All right, thank you. Sounds like we need to raise some more money. If we're getting that many applications. Toy drive. I know that's coming up this weekend. Who wants to take that?
Sonia's gig. Sonia, tell us about the toy drive on Sunday.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, we are having our toy drive on Sunday, and the hours are from 2 to 4. And it's at the Holiday Inn and Diamond Bar. And we are looking towards a good amount of toys. I already picked up toys yesterday a from a community partner. Currently working on my speakers list because our junior high choir had to back out the last moment. They had another commitment. So we're currently looking for entertainment. And I was wondering, is there a way to put it on a video, Raymond? Do you have an idea?
If you have somebody with a camera who can videotape it, we don't have anybody that's currently capable of doing
You
that. I have a
don't?
community person.
Okay.
No.
Okay, I will check into that. And we also been notified day before yesterday, due to an explosion of babies, there is a need of diapers at Fort Irwin. So, so we're also, you probably already got the message. So we're doing toys and we're going to be receiving diapers that we're handing out on December 20th when we hand out the toys and the Christmas presents.
And just to tailgate on her, on the board meeting on the 10th, we'll be revealing the Making Spirits Bright budget. They've raised over $20,000. They've only been with the club 3 months, 2 months, I think. Their budget for this year will be 13,600. 5,000 will go out to Fort Irwin for the gas card program. And that base is 45 miles from Barstow in the desert. And so when families have to go to medical care or some kind of emergency,
Yeah.
getting out to there is important. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff that I want to talk about, but the most important thing is they're also going to spend some money to get themselves a San Gabriel Chamber of Commerce membership. And so Making Spirits Bright's really going to expand the reach of the Satellite Military Club of Family Support. And of course, that's the Rotary Foundation that we all operate. So that's very exciting that there's another piece that we could build coming very quickly. So thank you, Sonia. It's good work. Anybody wants to be the toy drive? I'm one of the speakers on Saturday. That's it.
All right, great. Thank you. All right. So yeah, coming up fast. Club Assembly. That's going to be at Origin. Sylvia, was that reservation made? Excellent. And I'm sorry, refresh my memory on the date and time.
Was it the 16th at 6?
No, 18th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
18th, Thursday.
Thursday the 18th at, is it 6 p.m.?
Yes.
6 p.m. Excellent. All right.
This is our big meal of the year for all of us. Congratulations. So let Rotary buy you dinner. Please come to dinner.
Yeah. Hope to see everyone there.
I'm bummed I'm not going to be able to make it. I'll be with y'all in spirit. I somehow got talked into playing a very small role in It's a Wonderful Life at Ophelia's Jump Productions in Upland. It's running I'll find myself next time for this one, I guess, but it's running the 18th through the 21st. It's the radio version. If you want to see some really bad acting, come out and join us. It'll be a fun couple of nights. So Ophelia's Jump.
So now, Doran, are you going to run in and go, every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings? Is that the...
If you remember the movie, remember when the George Bailey's company is going under and everybody's trying to get their money out, and he's saying, can you not take it all? Well, I'm the guy that says, no, I want my $543 every penny. So I'm that guy.
All right. Doran's the Scrooge.
I'm the jerk. But there's about 5 lines, I think. So. But,
well, at least you're not Mr. Potter, right?
That's true. It's a big role.
All right. Excellent. March food drive.
Just so we put it on your calendar, there's 2 things going on in March. Number one is we've arranged to host SHAP's prom at the Masonic Lodge, Chaparral High School's prom. So we'll be working on that. I think that's the first weekend in March. That's already been paid for. We've already got the insurance in place. We did that last year to reserve the spot. But we also reserved the lodge for the food drive, which is the middle of March, and also the August food drive. And then, of course, cornhole tournament will be August. I think it's the 1st or 2nd. So we've got the year calendar out for stuff. I look forward to seeing everybody.
Yeah, that's great. I did see that the Facebook events were already set up. Those popped up in my feed. So both for March and August, and then I believe the kickoff parties and everything, it looked like we're already there on Facebook. So thank you, Raymond, for getting on top of that, and we'll share that information. All right, moving right along, the calendar.
Calendar is coming up. Okay, so we have one board meeting left, and that's pretty exciting because we're going to talk about their budget. Also, we have Club Assembly, and we are dark until our next meeting, January 7th in 2026. Will be Leslie McCormick, No Nonsense Basics of Marketing and PR. And I could really use your help in finding some speakers because I need to start calendaring people for February. That's it.
All right. Excellent. Thank you, Raymond. Four-way test. You want to put it up or?
There you go.
All right. Excellent. The four-way test is an ethical test developed by Rotarians. And this is of everything we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And just as a reminder, you must pass all four of these tests in order to ensure that you're acting or thinking ethically. It's pretty easy to say, well, what I said was the truth, but it may not be said to build better friendships or to be fair to all concerned. So, that's this week's four-way test, and we have a couple minutes. I don't really have any closing remarks other than we have Thursday evening, the chamber Christmas mixer or the end of year mixer. That's also at Origin, 5 o'clock, I believe. Sylvia, is that right?
Yes. Thank you very much for mentioning that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Saturday we'll have the holiday extravaganza and the parade. I will be there on the 2026 committee. Float, Raymond. I'm sure most of us will probably make an appearance in some capacity, but it's always a great event. Parks and Rec does a great job with the tree lighting and a lot of activities for kids, beer garden and music, so vendors. So it's a great time. Anybody else have anything they wanted to highlight or bring up that we may have missed in this meeting?
Well, now Sylvia tells me that I got to ride in that Corvette as the chamber chair, and then I gotta get out and run back and walk with the Masonic Lodge, and then I gotta get out and run back and walk with the 2026 float. So don't go too fast towards the end because I'm going to be tired.
I don't know that anybody's gone through the parade 3 times.
I
Good luck. Good luck.
Just call Raymond Otani over there. That's what you're gonna call him.
Good luck if you make it. I think one of those balls is going to drop, at least one. But
is that a hat trick? That's all I want to know. Is that a hat trick?
If you make all 3, that is a hat trick for sure. Yes, but yeah, riding on that Corvette is an experience.
That it is.
Mike, could I rattle off some upcoming events? Is that okay?
Of course, yeah, go ahead.
So so Mike had mentioned the Loteria Holiday Fiesta, so that's tomorrow. It'll be really fun. It's only $25. It includes your food, wine, and non-alcoholic beverages. So that'll be a lot of fun, and we give a lot of prizes out, so it's a good time. And then we have the Sweet Savory Cafe and Bakery Grab and Go ribbon cutting celebration on Wednesday, so a week from today. And that is at 4:30 p.m. in downtown San Dimas. And then our last event is the San Gabriel Valley Multi-Chamber Holiday Mixer. It's huge. It encompasses 10 different chambers throughout southern San Gabriel Valley. And it's free for members and $10 for non-members. So, and all that information is on our calendar. Thank you so much.
And when and where is that multi-chamber mixer?
So that one is in Claremont. It's Toyota of Claremont. So it's a little bit of a trek, but it's a good time and it's going to be quite a bit of chambers. So that'll be fun. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? Anything to add? No? All right. Well, we will adjourn the meeting at 12:58. Thank you, everybody, for your participation and insight. Thank you again to our guest and speaker. Very insightful. And I will see you all soon.